Hey everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Rock Experience with Mike Brunn. Today I'm really excited to have with me on the show singer Robin McAuley. He's going to talk all about the new Black Swan album. He's going to talk about performing again with Michael Schenker. He's going to talk about a new upcoming solo album and much more. There is so much covered in this. Robin was really great. This was a lot of fun. I know you guys are going to really enjoy this. So let's jump in and let's get started. So, Robin, first off, I just want to welcome you to the show. Thank you for joining us today, and congratulations on the forthcoming sophomore album from Black Swan coming out on April 7th, Generation Minds. Let's start for those maybe who are watching or listening and maybe don't know. Why don't you tell everybody who's in the band, because it's a great lineup.
Yeah, it is. Small correction. So it's April 8th we're going to drop.
Oh, okay, April 8th. Sorry about that.
April 8th, that's okay. And bass player, extraordinaire, producer, engineer, songwriter, just terrific guy, Mr. Jeff Pilson, formerly of Dokken, currently with Foreigner.
Yep.
Mr. Reb Beach on guitar and a lot more. Winger, Whitesnake, and Matt Starr on drums, Ace Frehley, and Mr. Big, and some singer guy.
And some singer guy that we might have heard of once or twice. So, now, I mean, you knew Jeff going way back when, right? Did you know Matt or Reb at all before doing this Black Swan?
I'd met Reb, I think, during my 5 years or whatever it was with Survivor. He sat in for some shows with Night Ranger, and we were doing a piggyback with Night Ranger.
Yep.
And I met Reb, spoke to him for a little bit backstage, and hadn't seen him since. And that's a long time ago.
Right.
Matt, I had done some sessions with Matt, and he also was a swing drummer for the Las Vegas show that I was doing, Raiding the Rock Vault. And so I met Matt there and performed with him live a bunch of times.
That's awesome.
And they are just the best.
They are. They really. It's a great group of guys, great bands.
Great.
Now, I know in 2019, you guys released your debut album. When did you guys decide, hey, let's do a second album? Let's go for it?
Well, the record label kind of decided,
okay.
contractually, that we would do more than one record. Of course, we released Shake the World 2019 on Valentine's Day, and, we brought a pandemic down around our ear.
Yep.
Since then. And so middle of last year, Jeff said, I think we're about ready to get going here. And of course, with Jeff's crazy schedule and Reb's crazy schedule and me, we just had to, like we did with the first record, just find that time slot and just get into it. And come November, we had it pretty much tucked away. And April 8th, we'll see the drop date for this one.
That's awesome. Now, you mentioned the pandemic. Being in a pandemic and limited tour and no touring in a lot of cases, did that make it easier for you guys? A super group like yourselves, you're all doing other things. Did it make it easier to be able to find the time to do this album?
Yes and no, because as soon as there was a sort of a break in restrictions, Foreigner went back out, as did Winger, as did Whitesnake. The show I was part of in Vegas did not. We
Right.
shut up shop, and that shop is still closed till potentially May or June of this year.
Wow.
In the meantime, it gave me an opportunity, to right after the Black Swan record, to get into doing a solo record.
Yep.
And I did that, released that, and I also have been doing a lot of different recording guest appearances for a UK label called Escape Records. In fact, they just dropped a new record with the likes of Jeff Scott Soto and Doro Pesh and Robin Beck and Joel Hoekstra on guitar and just a plethora of people. That's called Circle of Friends. I think there's a remake of Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, coming out next week
nice.
with me on it. I'm also about one song away from completing the writing on my follow-up solo. So
wow. Wow.
And I just got an unexpected call to do a month-long European tour with my old sparring partner, Michael Schenker. So I'll be heading off to Finland in Helsinki on April 22nd for
which is exciting news for all the fans.
Yeah, for a bunch of dates right up into the middle of May or something. Yeah.
Is there any plans to do any other shows with him after that? Or because I know that was just announced at the end of last week, I think.
Yeah, I will do one UK festival, and if Ronnie Romero, who was scheduled to do the whole picture, we'll see what happens. I know that Michael has North American dates, I think, on the calendar. Yep. And you know, if he needs me, then I'm free.
Sounds great.
We get it done.
Sounds great. Well, you know, I mean, you just rattled off a bunch of things you're involved in, and it's amazing to me. You know, what are you, 40 years plus into your career? Where do you find the drive to keep doing all of this?
Oh God, every day I go, that's it. That's the last time.
Oh man.
And you know, my wife keeps going, you know, there's been a last time for about 30 years now.
Right. Oh man, that's great. So to that point with the Black Swan record, I know the first one, when it came out, you said at the time it was one of, if not your favorite album you ever put out. For yourself, as you're doing this follow-up album, do you feel pressure to follow up and capture that magic again a second time?
You know, so many people have picked me up on that. I suppose my escape route out of that is, shouldn't the last thing you did be the best thing you ever did?
Of course. Of course, yes.
So I'm going to use that as my excuse.
Okay. I'll take that.
But that said, I think this new generation mine from Black Swan, I think, is a step up even from Shake the World. I think we as a band are really happy with it, and that's important because we need to gather the troops and be supportive of what we just did. But it's a great record. I love it. And I'm still enjoying what I do, and this is currently the best record I've ever made.
I love it. until the solo album comes out, then that'll be your new favorite. Oh, that's great. Now, what was the songwriting process like on this album? Was it, I'll say, the three of you guys sitting in a room and just hashing out ideas?
I wish, but again, with schedules, it was pretty much on par with the first one.
Okay.
And that really entails Red being able to come out to LA, and sit with Jeff. And when that time was available, they shot me an email and went, "Hey, Reb's in town, and we're just going to get deep into it. And as soon as we have some stuff, we'll leave it on your doorstep, and off you go to the races."
Right.
And so I got the first track in, and then bam, I got another 5, 6, 7 tracks right after it, and they were just hammering it. They got into a rhythm, no pun intended, and they just started doing it. And I couldn't keep up the pace. You know, it's like writing lyrics and melodies, not just, you know, I wanted it to be good enough to match the music. And so then I would check with Jeff for his availability when I was ready to go with the first handful of songs. And we would do a little pre-production, change a couple of things here and there, step up to the mic and start laying it down and see what we had. And
go ahead. I'm sorry, finish.
Yeah, and that's how we did it, really.
Well, I've heard an advanced copy of it, and I think the people who love the first album are going to love this new one as well. And one of the things I've wondered is, like, like you said, all you guys are well accomplished in other bands. Is there ever a conscious decision like, hey, this can't sound like Dokken or Winger or Whitesnake or McAuley, Schenker, you name it, right?
Of course. No, of course, because obviously, because I sang with them and Jeff played with Dokken and Reb with Winger and or Whitesnake. It's what you do. So there's going to be a part of you from that in this. But collectively, as a picture, we didn't want the entire thing to sound anything like any one of those. So now we have to create a Black Swan sound, and I think we did a pretty good job on that. I mean, there's obviously going to be a little influence here or there and a riff, but I think ultimately, I think this is Black Swan. This is, I think we developed a sound, especially after Shake the World, and then to move on to this new generation Mind. How are we going to make that much more cohesive and sound like a band? And I think we accomplished that.
Absolutely. And you've already released 2 songs from the album, the title track and Eagles Fly. So just talk about those songs a little bit.
Yeah. I came to Jeff with the lyrics and the melody for Generation Mind. And we loved it. We thought, yeah, this is good. This is strong. And then we started looking again at the chorus and we weren't completely convinced about it. And Jeff goes, the lyrics on these verses are just awesome. These are great. This is just telling the story. And he goes, that's what you do. You tell stories and it's great. You can get into it. And he goes, I'm thinking maybe something. And then he said, it certainly leans towards a sort of a generational, like in their minds. And he just came up with Generation Mind. And I went, and then we built the chorus around that title. And then as it went on into writing more songs, we went, Generation Mind would be such a good album title. And we all just went, it absolutely is. There was no debate. No, I like this better. It was like, there was never a question.
Right.
Eagles Fly, I got the music for that. I absolutely loved it. And when I started to come up with the ideas, Reb was playing something on the intro that just sparked my interest. And I was a big H.G. Wells War of the Worlds fan.
Okay, yep.
And there was just a sound on one of the intro licks that he came up with that reminded me of the Aliens sound that Jeff Lynne had on his version of War of the Worlds with Phil Lynott and Justin Hayward and David Essex and Richard Burton narrator. And I heard that and I went, oh my God, this is great. And off I went. And so I was telling Reb the story and he goes, well, if you say so, dude.
Right.
And so Eagles Fly really is my version lyrically of War of the Worlds, Lights are flashing across the sky, laser beams,
That's awesome.
And so the video director came across this semi-abandoned house.
Yep.
And he said, I think this would work perfectly. We have this young couple, actress, and he goes, it's kind of their last hooray as they find this abandoned place to escape from the aliens. And he said the pool has no water in it, and I'm thinking we should go down into the pool and do all the stuff down there, and I'm going to tie in the first and the second video.
Yes.
And it's kind of abandoned and it's desolate, and it was a glorious sunny day as we shot Eagles Fly, and the sun couldn't be more poignant, and of course he was able to put effects in and created like a it fitted perfectly with the lyrics, and I went, thank you, Lord.
That's great. Now, that's one of the things I noticed, that the 2 videos did have a connection. And like you said, it was the empty swimming pool, it was the kids. So my thought was, hey, are we going to have is there going to be other videos and we're going to follow the story of these kids?
Well, when we dropped the record on April 8th, April 8th, I think Miracle is going to be the 3rd single. And I've already seen the footage, and it is a it is a marrying of the behind the scenes from the first two videos.
That's awesome.
So it actually shows the band backstage, as it were, around the house and just prepping for the shooting of both videos. And it's a bit more, because a lot of times the labels will use like a lyric video.
Sure.
I'm not hip on lyric videos.
Yeah.
They say nothing. Sure, you can read the lyrics, but it says nothing.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a personal behind the scenes look at, that we're actually real people and we do exist and we talk to each other.
Right.
And it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's like a little story of the making of, and it's yeah. I hope
Awesome. Awesome. The fans will definitely look for that. Now, again, I know I heard the advanced copy, and there was some standout songs to me. Eagles Fly, which we spoke about. I thought I Will Follow was great. See You Cry, I thought was great. Was there any song as you're recording it, you're like, hey, we've got it. We've done it again? Was there a song that like you knew, hey, this is good. We've got it?
Well, I love Wicked the Day, because it's kind of Wicked the Day is a story about King Arthur and his bastard son Mordred, and the big battle. and we had a debate about, you can't say that, Wicked the Day, shouldn't it be a wicked day? And I went, not if it's old, like Shakespearean English,
right?
Thing. Right. They used to talk like that, Wicked the day, my lord.
Right, exactly.
And so that's kind of centered around that. Then there's another Crown. Crown is just a great song. It's really about the demigods, Zeus and his indiscretions. And I was telling somebody earlier, and they go, "Oh, dude, Zeus." And I went, "Yeah, the story has it that he had many indiscretions with a lot of goddesses, and in order for him to do that, he used to take on the guise of a horse." And I said, it's almost like it's almost pornographic.
Oh, that's great.
And of course, his other mistresses and gods all knew that it was him, because you use the same disguise one too many times. Right. And then the crown, of course, is because he was the god of gods, and that's where it comes from. Where's the crown that I used to wear? Right. They're all going, it's time, we're taking it from you. And that's kind of what that was, one of my wacky stories, but it works great in the context.
No, I love it. And lyrically, it's a lot of good, deep stuff there, it's for fans to kind of get into and listen to. One of the things I see a lot of fans saying is that they wish you guys could play live. Now, obviously, you guys all have tons of things going on. We understand it can't be a tour, right? People get that. But would you ever consider doing like a Monsters of Rock cruise or something like that, where there's a chance to maybe get together?
I think that's exactly what we need.
Right.
Personally, I think we need the Monsters of Rock. I think we need the big festival, because now you have everybody in the same place at the same time. Exactly. And you can, two birds with one stone, as it were. And I think it would be the perfect platform, if you will, the perfect staging area to introduce the band. We have enough material now for a good set.
Exactly.
And of course, if the time prevailing or whatever, you have a promoter or promoters who think this band needs to tour, then they would actually see us for what we are in the perfect setting. Yep. And then the rest would hopefully take care of itself. Who knows? Maybe we should be opening up for a Foreigner or Whitesnake.
Well, that would be great.
I'm not sure how the guys would feel about doing double duty.
Right. And then you got to get Matt on board, and he has to stop playing with Ace a little bit. And so it's very tricky. But that's why I thought Monsters of Rock, or like you said, a festival.
We could have a great collection of bands there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
The festival would be ideal.
That would be absolutely awesome. Agree.
Yeah. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get that done. It will really be, Mike, down to that whole scheduling with the guys.
Well, if any promoters are out there watching this, Monsters of Rock or one of those festivals, this is the band you want to bring out there. The fans want it.
Black Swan.
Black Swan. That's right. That's right.
And that artwork on the backdrop is going to look fantastic.
The artwork, yes, absolutely. The artwork on the album cover looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, you mentioned before that you're playing with Michael Schenker, a few shows. How did that come about? Was it literally him just picking up the phone and saying, hey, Robin, I need you for a few shows? And you're like, sounds great.
I had he has his legal team behind him. Ronnie Romero was on the books, on the advertising, on the posters. Yep. He was advertised for all of the European dates. All I heard was, for personal reasons, Ronnie was unable to do the last 5, 3 in Spain, 2 in Italy. And I was asked, could you do this? It would be awesome. And I said, yes. And then about a week later, I get another email going, oops, big changes. Could you do the entire tour? And I went, and I don't ask questions. It's like, it's his stuff, you know. So I did. And then actually only just the other day, Ronnie was very kind and sent me a message and says, hey, dude, this is awesome. Thanks for doing this. So there's one UK festival he won't also be able to make. I'll do that also. And after that, we'll see.
Right.
If, you know, he's scheduled to do, I think, the North American tour. I'm not sure how many dates is in there.
Yeah, I think there's some shows with Wasp, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Something like that. Back, but it's not until November or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
something
Sometime
down the
in
road.
fall.
So,
yep.
So we'll see. We'll see how it progresses up until that point. I have my solo record to finish.
Exactly.
I'm hoping to get a big portion of it done before I leave on April 22nd. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I didn't expect that. It was unexpected because Ronnie's on the new record.
Yep.
Michael is celebrating his 50th anniversary in the industry.
Amazing.
And, the set list is humongous. It's about a 2-hour show, and we cover just about everything on there. Yeah.
I know the fans were excited when they saw that. I think it was last Thursday when that news dropped, and the fans got excited, definitely. And it's amazing to me. You're in the business for multiple decades now. Definitely not too long. But your voice, I mean, there's so many people when they've gotten to 30, 40 years, their voice as a singer just isn't what it used to be because it's a muscle and it wears down. Yeah. Your voice still sounds like very powerful. How do you do that? How have you kept your voice in such great shape?
When I'm not talking to you, I don't talk to anybody.
Fair enough. Oh, that's great.
It's my instrument. It's my responsibility. It's what I'm supposed to do. I'm Irish, so I have a huge pride, and I do read reviews on other singers, and I've always said to my wife, if I read that about me, I would never leave the house.
Sure.
I'd never leave the house. And I think on a serious note, I think there is, for me, there's a high element of pride and dignity involved with it. It's like, because I don't want people to go, dude, enough.
Right.
Doesn't anybody tell you, dude? And I want to know that before somebody tells me. And I said to my wife, I'll do this tour and I might come home in a box.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. For you as a vocalist, to me, one of the things I love is, the Black Swan stuff is, straightforward, I'll say heavy rock. It's great stuff. And then you mentioned it before, but I think it was about 5 years you fronted Survivor, which I happen to love Survivor also. It's great pop music, but to me, it shows such a great diversity. It's all rock music, but they're two very different types of things. Singing High on You or The Search Is Over is a lot different than the Black Swan stuff.
No, it is. Of course it is. It is. And I personally love to be that diversified because that's the beauty of the music. I mean, as long as it has great melody and I'm somewhat capable of and keeping the integrity of the song, how it was written, I think the fans expect that. They don't want your version of it per se. Right. They don't want you going in there and changing the melody and you're going, was that the same song?
Right.
Because I'm a big fan of it myself. And if I go to see a band because of certain songs that they sing, I want to hear the damn song.
Right.
I don't want to hear like, what was that?
Right.
Agreed. And so that's what it comes down to for me, integrity. There's a lot of integrity and pride and the joy of what you do. I mean, it sounds pretty gnarly. That's like, dude, this is so boring, dude. But it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. I think it is anyway. And
I agree.
And it has to work for me, first of all.
Yep. No, I agree. And I remember, God, it must be 20 years ago at this point, you did a cover with a few others of the Kiss song, I Stole Your Love, which I thought
my
you
God.
knocked that out of the park as well. I thought that was a great cover that you did.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know if I told you, but this UK label, Escape Music, when they put out Circle of Friends, it's out already. There's 2 singles out already. And I think next week I did a cover on there for them at their request of Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And I actually had an email from Buck Dharma, who wrote the thing. And he goes, dude, I think this is actually better than the original.
Wow. That's a nice compliment.
And I'm going, no, it's not, but thank you very much. And it's a really, really cool version and some great players on there.
Sure.
It's fun. It's music. You're supposed to have fun with music.
Agreed. 100%. That's what I say all the time. Music's about having fun. When it's not, that's when I stop listening, going to concerts.
Yeah, and I mean, if somebody puts you in a bag and you can never come out of that bag, then you're stuck with eating the same sandwich.
Yeah, very true.
Every day. And
very true.
I mean, that's boring.
I agree.
I mean, I don't eat the same thing every day.
No.
Food is great. Food is great. Music is great. That's the food of life, man.
so let me ask you, because I could talk to you for another hour or two, but I want to give you some time here. What's next for Black Swan after this? Fans are already saying this is going to be great. Is there going to be a 3rd album, a 4th album? Is there more plans for Black Swan going forward?
I'm going to say yes, of course. I mean, as long as there's good music and we can make it, we'll make it.
Right.
And I would dearly love it's kind of frustrating now because of everybody being so busy, and one show wouldn't be enough, of course. Because you would put so much effort into rehearsing and putting together one show that it was a good one show.
Right.
And then you would go, oh, dude, that was a lot of time just for that one event.
For one thing.
So in Monsters of Rock, combined with, a few other festivals, all very close to each other, would be awesome. So that's my goal. That's our goal. That's just what we all talk about. Now it's just a matter of making it possible.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, April 8th, Generation Mind's coming out. Yes. I've heard it. It's going to be great. Everybody who loved the first album is going to love this one. Anything else you want to leave your fans with before we wrap this up?
Thank you for listening. If you go to Frontiers Music SRL, there is a link to order, which would be awesome if you would do that.
Yes.
Interesting. There's the CD. The vinyl looks amazing. It's like a crystal finish vinyl. Yep. The artwork is spectacular. And there's also T-shirts, and they've actually a limited edition of cassettes.
That's awesome. It's like it's 1977 all over again.
So, break out your old kids. I actually went into my garage. It's true. I've told everybody. I got into my garage and I found 2 very good condition, very much still working Walkmans.
Wow. I've got a cassette player about literally right here. I'm tapping it. Cassette player.
They work just fine. And I'm going, oh my God.
Yep. So, that is awesome.
That's just something nice if you're a collector and you want a cassette of the thing. Those are in limited edition. They're available. So Frontiers Music SRL, you'll get all the info you want. Or if you're on YouTube watching Eagles Fly video and or Generation Mind, or you're on my official Facebook page or any of the band members' Facebook official pages, the links are on there to go get the good stuff.
And I'll make sure I put the links here, because to me, I say this all the time. It's very important to me that people go out and buy the physical product, because we read the stories. We know the artists get next to nothing from streaming. So that's nice if you want to sample it, but go out there, buy the cassette, buy the album, buy the CD, whatever it is, buy them all. Okay. So support the artists we love.
Touch it, feel it, look at it, play it again, and then turn it up, play it loud.
Absolutely. Well, Robin, thank you so much. Great success with the album. Hopefully the band could latch on Monsters of Rock or some kind of festival. And good luck with the solo album. Good luck with the shows. You got a lot going on. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Would love it. Thank you so much, Robin. Take it easy.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, there you have it. I'd like to thank Robin for joining me today, talking all about the new Black Swan album, Generation Mind. I think you guys are going to really love it. Definitely you're going to want to check that out on April 8th when that comes out. It's also exciting to hear that Robin's going to be performing with Michael Schenker again. I know that excited a lot of fans to hear that. As well as working on a new solo album. A lot of exciting things going on in Robin's world. We'll be sure to check him out. Thank you so much, Robin, for taking the time and talk with me about them today. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below. If you're listening to one of my podcasts, subscribe over there as well. Also, head on over to Facebook and follow my page, The Rock Experience with Mike Brunn, where each and every day we talk about all the rock and roll music that you love. You could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you all next time.